the third, artist, founder, and president of the ONYXCON Foundation for another live part two for the All right, y'all, we are back, and I've lost it to my music, but hell, you can hear me hopefully, so we're good. We working. We working. And I got my little navigation text uh, notifications, so at least I can see those. That'll be good enough to get where I got to go. So as I was talking about some of my new favorite DC character, and I might do a whole video about this dude as I get more info about it, because I know how I am. When I like a character or a concept, I start collecting things. So I'm gonna be looking for any book with him in it to know more about this character. But I dig what I've read so far. He's a member of Suicide Squad, and I always love the concept of the Suicide Squad. Mostly made up of villains or outcasts in society, not necessarily always outright villains, just folks who were misunderstood, used for their talents and abilities, their special powers and things, against their will most of the time, thrust into this lifestyle of helping this secret government organization that they didn't have no interest of ever wanting to be a part of. But, if they don't do, then, Waller, the leader of it, she can have them taken out, puts the bomb in everybody's head and all that stuff. If you ever watched the movies, you ever read the comics, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's a dope idea. I liked it. A lot of people hated the first Suicide Squad movie. I liked it. I thought the first Suicide Squad movie was. It had it like I always say, man. I guess I just being a writer myself and being in the biz. It's a little different for me. It's not as shallow as good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. No, man. I pick things apart and I add up percentages. And if at the end of the percentage the amount of if it's 20% ish I wish wasn't in the movie, there's another 75% of stuff that I like. So I more or less like the movie, right? Okay. So that's how I do my reviews of things. I don't just even the worst moment in a movie that could ruin everything, I try not to let that thing cast a shadow over the entire film. And that's the same way I am about series, TV shows, which is why, I'm doing reviews of Star Trek Academy right now. Starfleet Academy. And a lot of people just outright hate it. I'm like, you're simple. You're not real critics. And I wish y'all would stop talking, because everything y'all doing is just to make little jokes and ruin careers if you could, but you can't, because it's actually helping. I see. I thought it was going to have the other effect if people kept riding the wave of negativity. But what's happening is they're watching it to have something to talk about to make the video. So, watch time hours, baby. It's what I learned from doing YouTube. They ain't gotta like you. Just keep watching. Just you could be like, oh, I can't stand it. It's great. Are you watching? Companies are like, yeah, we got them watching. How much do they hate it? Oh, they hate it so bad they go to sleep with a teddy bear that has the name on it. Really? Like, well, give them. Hey, let's put those in stores. Let's make some teddy bears. That's really how silly it is to be upset about any of this stuff. They don't care one way or another, man. They don't care how they get to your money. They just gonna get to your money. Simple and damn plain. So, with this DC character, Deadeye, I will say this. I think it's kind of hilarious that you got Deadshot. Y'all know where I'm going with it, right? You got Deadshot, who I love too. I love Deadshot as a character. I think he's cool as shit. Deadshot, Deadeye. God damn, everything dead. Like, did y'all even think for a minute we could name him something else? I mean, to me, I was like, as soon as I saw it, the first word popped in my head was Cyclops because of the lens, you know. And I love cyberpunk stuff and cybergenetic characters and cyborg characters. It has a link to, high technology and things of that nature. To my understanding, he's not an outright cyborg, but he uses a highly sophisticated system of technology to make him an accurate marksman, sniper, and he's hand-to-hand combat skills, crazy as usual. That's pretty much standard. It's like you can't be a superhero if you don't have any type of hand-to-hand combat skills. Typically, some military branch of training, but if not that, some underground secret society of martial arts mastery. You know, you gotta have one or the other, typically, right? That's just how they do it in the traditions of most comic books. So I just think this character is really really cool, man. I'd seen him before briefly, and I can't remember what book it was I was looking at, and I liked the character then, but I don't know, whatever that time in life was, I wasn't ready to buy the book, and I just did. I said, I want to know who this is, but I ain't about to buy this today. But finally came back around and had enough to get the book, and I said, I'm gonna get this because I want to know who this is. And my only big disappointment, because the artwork inside the book was dope too. It was the Lazarus series. There's a Lazarus, what they call the Lazarus effect or episode or event in DC where this happened about, let me see, it was 2023, these books. And there was a huge surge of energy over the entire earth that altered normal people into superheroes and super powered meta beings and whatnot. Because they be saying metas in DC a lot. They use more sort of term meta. So yeah, everybody got all metaized, and then you had still regular people, but then you had a lot of superheroes. They either lost their powers or got new powers that changed the way their powers were or whatever, and all this kind of stuff. So they're just always playing with their universe and having fun with concepts, and like I say, what writers can do with their intellectual property is theirs. They do what the hell they want with it. It's their toy. All right. So, so this character, to my understanding from that one issue, had been affected like all the other metas and superhero folk, and because he worked for Suicide Squad, he was cast into some dimension by Amanda Waller, the head of Suicide Squad, to fight. This happened in some other issues, and I got to get those to understand what that was. But he was sent there to do something. It was all a setup by her to test him, and he felt like, no, you tried to have me killed. But the irony is, Waller is his aunt. I said, oh, so that's when I realized. I said, oh, this is a black dude, because she's a black character. And I looked in at the end of the issue or this short story, you see him without his helmet. Well, it's not even a helmet. It's like, I think it's a holographic shield. Like it definitely protects his face and gives him super vision and stuff, but it's not his actual face. But it's because it's a skull, but it can open his mouth. It's not like a steel stiff mask of a skull. It's a skull, and it can, like, if he yells, it yells. It's like and all that kind of shit. But which is what also makes it so damn cool. Um, but when it's over his head, it looks like it's just like a skull with this lens in the middle. But when it's off, it wasn't a close up of him, but you could see he was a black dude with like a high top fade. I said, "Oh snap! What the hell? We got a brethren up in here." So I was like, "That's dope. That's dope. I love this. This is a cool ass character." So I want to know everything about, and I know he's from Lesotho because he mentioned Lesotho. So shout out to that in Africa on the continent. You know what I'm saying, Lesotho. And I was just like, this is cool, man. This guy got history. He got a real lineage. He's not just some random that looks cool as hell. He's actually got a background and stuff. So I'm definitely gonna be looking into this cat, finding out more about him, and I'm gonna do me some AI final generation. Like that'll be the final take on it. Because what I've learned to do with AI is if I start with my own drawing, I don't have to keep telling it to get something that I already know it could do if it just had a good example. So I am a master drawer, so I can draw something out and be like, okay, based on this, even this pose and everything. And if I want to change the pose, ain't no problem. But I just got to make the character. Like if you do a turnaround, as we call it, front, back, side to side of a character spreadsheet, that alone is enough for, even if it's a loose sketch, it's amazing how it can interpret that because it's got, depending on which program. I'm using the free but very powerful Google Gemini that gets on my nerve. I have a total love-hate relationship with it because I've had nightmare moments with it where it pissed me off. It wouldn't get nothing right. You get it half right, and then it mess it up again. You get it all the way right, and then you add one little thing, and it mess it up again. It'd be just a mess. But if you start with your own drawing and it's already accurate to what you generally want it to look like, and say, based on this, just make sure it's got this texture, this form, this whatever, blah, 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 blah. You get real, if you're a good writer, you know how to give it detail and description. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing what you will get. I'm telling you. At least I've been very clever with it and got some great results. So I ain't mad when it works right, you know. So saying all that to say, I might share that with y'all when I finally finish that idea, because I do plan to like just do it as an exercise to see what I can come up with for that, my take on that, you know what I mean? Now, I might even add it in with a version of the Will Smith version of the character Deadshot, since all these characters got similar power, and then even add in the Idris Elba character that was the new version of a Deadshot, okay? Because I love that character in the second Suicide Squad movie. I thought he was dope as hell. He was really cool. I mean, the fact that he could, his weapons just, appear out of digitized pixelization, that's some pure cyberpunk shit. It's just like tick, 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 and they come out and woo, that's the hype right there. Yeah, I can see it right now. I got all three of them in my image. I probably have Deadeye in the middle, flanked by the Will Smith version, Deadshot, with also Idris. You know, yeah, that'd be yeah. And then I don't know who I would have play. I said as an actor, shit, I would love to play him, but I will say the way they drew him, he doesn't. From the one drawing I saw, because people draw, anytime as a character, you see him drawing one way, that's one face. Then somebody else draw, he look a whole nother way. And I got mixed feelings about that. I feel like once you establish the look of a character, I'm talking about facial features and body type, you should not diverge so much that it's ever not recognizable, unless that's something the character can do. Like if the character is somebody who always, every time he comes back, let's say he's always a black guy, but he has a different face that's still a black guy, but it's just, we have a zillion faces, all right? There's no one face, but like, as long as you can tell he's got that ethnic lineage of what that construct tries to define, because there's really no way to define us. But, you know, because you really do have like a generic idea of what somebody looks like per neighborhood, per area, it really is like, it depends on where you're at. Some people don't even consider some people, quote unquote, black because of their features. And it's ridiculous because they'll be like, my mama and my daddy, what are you talking about? I'm black. Like, but it don't matter. They ignorant because they don't even understand that these are constructs. Like the problem with a construct is it's like these characters in a comic. It can always be played with. It can always be altered from generation to generation. What it means can be changed, which is why, I don't know how many of y'all are hip to this, but it's like I've seen a lot of masterful videos about this, breaking down it per bit of history of how it's an absolute fact that whiteness was created amongst the constructs, and how, what was a white person in America in the beginning of the establishment of the country is not what it is. Like, Irish and certain other, like Turkish, and these were not white people back then. The only folks who were considered white were white Anglo-Saxon people. That's it. If you were of Germanic root, UK, English, like that, maybe German, if I remember. I'm gonna say maybe, because literally it was a lot of people on that list, like all the Mediterranean, the Greeks, the Italians. None of those people were considered white. It's like this is why the word is a construct. Race is a construct. You can construct it. You can build it. You can take away, add to. You can hey, we're gonna refurbish this. Hey, we're gonna tear it down and rebuild it. We're gonna make it something else, but it's still gonna say, we're gonna say that's what that is. And it's like, the fuck, huh? Wait a minute, man. You got people dying over it, and that's why it's stupid. That people are dying over this stupid shit that does not actually exist. It's a joke, man, and the joke is on us. It's all about classism. It's just all about certain people and the percentage of what amount of every type of people they want around them at the top. But there is a select group of a construct at the top that wants to dictate to the rest, hey, yo, we're gonna stay in charge. And we'll only allow a little bit of this from that group, and you can see it in the regime that's diabolically taking over at this particular time in history. And how they, oh yeah, we'll have the one wants to be of another construct so badly, Indian guy, and we'll put him in charge of something that he has no idea how to run. And we'll have we're gonna definitely have a few handfuls of some black folk who, you got your Nicki Minaj ass mofos, and all them that lose their damn mind and try to become somebody else overnight. Oh man, it's constructs, people, constructs. Don't get caught up in the constructs. Know that the game is a game. Play it to win. Play chess, not checkers.